everybody. I'm Mary Shaughnessy. I'm here for WBMA-TV, Bloomfield's local access channel, and we're here today to cover the 18th annual Harvestfest, Bloomfield Harvestfest. We've done this every year, as you know, for the past 18 years. We have music. This year there's going to be lots more local music than there has been in the past. We have a lot of nonprofits here, environmental organizations, home and school, local church groups. There's also lots of vendors that are selling all kinds of interesting things, food of every description you can imagine, kiddie rides, and the fire department is here today. Later on, they're going to show us their smokehouse. This is a structure that they use to teach children or anybody else how to get out of a burning home. Let's see, what else do we have? Just beautiful weather and a lot of good times. So I think what we'll do is we'll start talking to some of the local nonprofits, and I think maybe we should start with the home and school. Okay, here we are again now with, this is Deborah Derisi. She is the president of the Bloomfield Home and School Council. Deborah, I think that nobody knows better what you do than you do, so I'm going to turn it over to you, and you can tell us a little bit about the council itself, and then maybe you want to talk a little bit about the what the home and school associations do in general, and anything else that you feel is important for people to know about what it is the volunteers in our schools do.
Okay, well, we wouldn't have a home and school without volunteers, so they're very important to have. They actually run our home and school. We basically we're a committee of working parents. We raise money for the school. We have different projects. We have Project Graduation, which is a very big project. It's a very expensive project, and we try and raise as much money so the parents don't have a lot of out-of-pocket. We have a cruise that the high school seniors get on right after they graduate. They go out for 4 hours. They have entertainment, and it's a celebration because they graduated, and that's a big step today in our society, is getting them through high school first. We also give money to the graduation. We raise the funds for 10 scholarships for seniors. They're $500 scholarships. We also give 5 departments $250 towards what they need for the children. Everything is basically for the children. We put out there that we hope that the home and school parents would send in their $5 donation to become a home and school parent for all the schools. Each home and school of Bloomfield collects $5 per family to help start up their home and school project. We also, at the end of the year, if we have a lot of money left, which is not always the case, but when we do, we donate it to the school. Whatever they need it for renovations. This year, outside of the home and school, Bloomfield High School, they did a beautification project. I'm trying to think, they power washed the high school down. It really looks beautiful. The year before, the home and school before us, they donated $10,000 for the information sign outside. They also work with the Historical Society to get that done. So basically, that's what we do. We raise money for the children. Everything goes back to the school, to the town.
Well, and I think, Deborah, you're being a little modest in terms of what it is the home and school does. For instance, you said beautification outside the high school. Well, the high school had undergone massive reconstruction, and it looked like the remnants of a construction site. There was no landscaping. It did not look very nice. Well, the home and school stepped in, and they planted all of the beautiful shrubs and plants that you see now along Park Street, beautiful sunflowers, and more is to come. There's going to be more landscaping. The people of Bloomfield are going to be so proud of their high school, thanks to the efforts of course, the taxpayers of Bloomfield, but the beautiful grace notes that are provided by people like Deborah Derisi and other moms from the Home and School Association, and for that we really thank you, Deborah. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Yes, I forgot.
Go for it.
Fundraiser for the high school, please, is our Tricky Tray. That's where all the money comes in to fund all these projects. So please come to the Tricky Tray and please donate.
Well, tell us. Okay, here's your shot. When is the Tricky Tray? What would you like people to do to help contribute to the Tricky Tray? And again, at the end of your pitch, give us the date, the time, the place.
I would like people to either donate a $25 donation or a basket. Any type of basket, any gift certificate, gift cards to any stores, ShopRite, lottery ticket baskets, anything.
And it's a fun night. It's a fun night. You know, you set up in the high school auditorium. There's just a massive amount of food. There's huge, you know, yes. Oh, it's all potluck. Oh, it's all potluck. They bring their own.
At the high school, there's 1 fee to get in the door. We do give them a sleeve of tickets, and they bring whatever they want to eat, and they all have a good time. I just can't explain it. You have to really come because it's a night out, and sometimes I don't want to leave.
Yeah. People. Excuse me.
Okay. The time is going to be, the doors open at 6:30 at Bloomfield High School. We start at 7, and it's April 29th. It's on a Friday night.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, I hope we'll see you all there. Thank you again, Deborah, for all you do, and see you back to home and school night.
Yes, you will.
Okay.
Good morning. This is Councilman Nick Joanno. I am the liaison to the Bloomfield Recycling Committee. We have good news for the residents of Bloomfield today. I'd like to share with you the items that we will be able to recycle, and we're very fortunate to be able to expand upon those items. And this is more for information so that the residents know how we can better improve our recycling. What I would like to point out, if we look on this sign, last year in 2008, Bloomfield saved over $811,000 by recycling, as opposed to spending $82 a ton to go into our garbage can and into the incinerator, which creates air pollution. We recycle, and we are paid $40 a ton for, up to $40 a ton for our recyclable products. So it's a win-win. We're not working any harder, we're working smarter to save dollars, save our community, and be litter free. Now I'd like to take you through a little walking tour of some of the items that are recyclable. And these items, these plastic items, are number 1 and 2, what we're used to recycling. Just to bring to the attention of the public, all these containers are all number 1 and 2 recyclable items that can be used again. What we have also, we've expanded all the way up through 1 through 7 on our recyclable products. That would include containers such as these, plastic yogurt containers, butter containers. These are new. These can go in with our bottles and cans. Also, these medicine little containers can be recycled. And to clarify what people weren't sure of, and yes, we can do lids. These would go in as well. As an example, recyclable. Yogurt containers, recyclable. And what is new to most and was new to me is all these type of containers can be recycled with our bottles and cans. Even though they're a paper product, they're able to separate them at the processing plant. So that would be inclusive of all these smaller containers, as an example, that can be recycled. And obviously, the more we recycle, the more we save. So when I go into the items 1 through 7, we're talking about almost every type of plastic that can be placed in our recycling containers. 5-gallon water containers, shrink wrap containers, PVC pipe, anything plastic. And that's simply, as I said, it needs to be reinforced. It goes from our garbage can to our recycling bin. It goes from a loss to a profit in our pocket here. So I encourage the residents to participate. If there are any questions per se, to contact our DPW department. But we are at around 40% recycling. We need to increase that. And it will depend on the support and cooperation of all the residents in this community. And I thank you. We're having a great day at the 2010 Harvest Fest. Thank you.
Nick, there's a new brochure out. How can people get a copy of this brochure? Now, is there a recycling committee website on the township website? Because I think through that recycling committee website, they can access this brand new brochure you've put together that will explain everything about the recycling program.
We will have on the township website as a link under recycling all the different items under 1 through 7, what can be and should be recycled, as well as the brochure that will pretty much spell out and clarify. So be looking for that to be on the website within the next 2 weeks.
Okay, now here we are back with another one of my favorite nonprofits, the Master Gardeners Association. Florence lives in town. She lives in Bloomfield. She's been here for a very long time. I met Florence a few years ago when we did the Essex County Stewardship, the Environmental Stewardship Program up at the Environmental Center up in Roseland, which, by the way, is an amazing place, and if you haven't been there, you really ought to check it out. But Florence is not only a master gardener, but she's going to give us a little composting demonstration. But before you do that, Florence, can you tell us a little bit about your interest in gardening, what you do with the master gardeners? What could people from Bloomfield, what kind of help can they get from the master gardeners?
Okay, well, the Master Gardeners is a national organization run through the federal government as well to help all towns in the United States to help. Well, years ago it used to be just farms, but now it has, because of the loss of the farmland, we do a lot of more home-keeping gardens. And so if you need help with that, we have a number, 228-2210, right here in Roseland.
Can you repeat that number?
228-2210. It's the Roseland Environmental Center, the Master Gardeners Helpline. And if you have a question or need some help with your gardening, you can call, stop in, email them, and other ways of getting information and help for your own garden problems.
Now, what got you into gardening and how long have you been doing it? And tell us a little bit about your own backyard garden and what you get out of it.
Well, I've been a master gardener for 10 years. Prior to that, I've always enjoyed gardening. I got inherited it from my father, I think, who used to be a farmer years and years ago. And since I became a master gardener, I have now a piece of property in the Brookdale section of Bloomfield, and it's about a 1/4 acre. And that is now turned over, except for a tiny piece of grassland. The rest is all turned over to plants, and I have a 16 by 24 foot farm, what I call a farm, and I grow vegetables and tomatoes and cabbage and broccoli and whatever.
Wow, now this garden is 16 by 20 feet?
16 feet by 24 feet is the size of my farm. Right, and then the rest is all plants.
Now, how much food are you able to get out of your 16 by 24 lot?
Oh, geez, at one time I got 2,500 2,500 tomatoes
In one season?
in one season. I mean, it was just basically all I had was tomatoes and a few little other plants. But I did not realize, this was going back 10 years, that so many tomatoes can grow on one plant. And so I've learned.
Live and learn.
Yes.
Do you can? What do you do with
Yes, I do. Mostly, I bought a dehydrator, which enables me to make home-dried tomatoes. And I give them away as gifts, usually at Christmas time. And it takes me about a whole year to finish all the home-dried tomatoes that I make. And then I also...
You don't have any samples here with you, do you?
No, I don't. And last year I was very creative. I made green tomato cake, green tomato chutney, green tomato piccalilli, green tomato BLTs. So I decided to make my own. I love to cook, and this enables me to be creative.
Now, before we were on camera, you talked a little bit about how you would like to start a Bloomfield Garden Club. If there are people listening to this today, and after they see your incredible demonstration of your composting, you want to tell them how they can get in touch with you if they're interested in starting it up with you?
Well, I happen to love my garden, and I'm very proud of it, and I would like to show it off. And the little bit I know about garden clubs is that a lot of times they do just have garden tours, and that I thought would be a nice incentive for people to perhaps come together and, join up and show people their own gardens and be proud of what they do with their gardens. And if you're interested, I don't know any particulars. This is only what was germinating in my mind this past summer. And I'd have to do a little research as to what's important about a gardening club. But my name is Florence Rolino at florencerolino@yahoo.com. All right, and I'm welcome any suggestions.
Wonderful. Florence Rolino at
It's Florence ROLLINO at yahoo.com.
Okay, so all you wannabe gardeners, Florence, I've heard about this garden. I'm going to go visit it because from what I heard, it's amazing. It is a farm. Now, before we leave Florence, she's going to do us the honor of showing us how to compost. And what's the point of composting, Florence?
The point of composting is basically to enrich the soil, keep stuff out of the landfills, and have very good vegetables and plants growing. So.
Okay, well, let's go. Maybe let's do this. Take this and you give us instruction.
Well, can I just show you this little thing I put together? This is a friend of mine gave me this, Barbara Conover. I rot right. And basically, and then I put this together just to show you. First, you usually put the compost right, or your scraps right on the soil. This way it enables the worms and bugs from the soil to come up and start to digest all this organic material. Then the first thing you do, you should put is brown layer stuff, such as straw, leaves, paper, all right? The next thing I put down is organic food stuff, basically what you eat, but this is coffee grounds, which I got from Starbucks. Give them a little plug. And then the rest is I have green things that I used when I was cooking. Cauliflower, tomatoes, potatoes. Then also we have some flowers, anything that's live you can put in, and green grass clippings, okay? What you don't want to put in are seeds, weed seeds, and you don't even put them in your compost, you discard them. You try not to, otherwise they really don't, to me, they don't die at all in the compost. So this is basically how you compost. And here are some other, and this is what compost looks like. It's just decomposed organic matter that's been decomposed by the bugs and worms and everything in the soil. And also, in addition to all of this, you do have to have some water. It cannot be totally dry. You need some sort of moisture. This is a composter, an on-ground composter, okay? It has a bottom, I believe it's a bottom with it's an open bottom, so the worms and things can get in. You put the stuff through the top, and hopefully you layer it so it's easier to circulate the air and such. And then as it decomposes and gets hot and hot, it burns up, and you get what another word for it would be ash or the compost, or what's left after it decomposes. And then this is a trap door. You open the door and you pull out shovelfuls of compost. So.
Thank you again, Florence. Thank you. And I think I'm going to be joining that gardening club. That sounds like a lot of fun. Thank you so much. Okay, and I hear the band. They're coming down the street, Mark. Let's get a look at them. This is Bloomfield's marching band. And the first marching band in Bloomfield was put together in 1925. A much smaller band, but no less enthusiastic, I'm sure. Here's the color guard. They are dressed in t-shirts and jeans because this year's program is West Side Story. This is an award-winning band. I think you'll be pleased by what you see. Believe it or not, folks, the uniforms these kids are wearing were first purchased in 1986, and they've been in continuous use ever since. They look pretty good, though. They look pretty good. The band is roughly 80 members, including the color guard. They spent several days this summer out at up in the Poconos, doing their drills, learning their music. This is they're self-financed. They got up there via fundraising.
We are the Bloomfield High School Bengal Marching Band, and we're going to perform for you our normal halftime show music. This year it is from the Bernstein musical West Side Story. If you want to catch us up at West Orange, we'll be heading up to the football game for Bloomfield versus West Orange right after this. And I would hope to see you all for our home competition, which is going to be at Parsippany High School this year on November 7th. It starts at 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
that banner on that on the set of drums there, that is for Michael Mason, who passed away September 11th. That is the band's way of honoring one of our football players who would have graduated this year. All right, now here we are. The morning is moving on. The sun is coming out. It's just getting more and more beautiful today. Here I am with Susan Hebert. She is the president of Bloomfield's Open Space Trust Fund Committee. And I'm going to turn this mic over to Sue, and she's going to tell us a little bit about what the Open Space Trust Fund Committee has been doing, what they plan to do, and some of the exciting things they have on the table now.
Hi. The Bloomfield Open Space Trust Fund Committee has been around for about 8 years, and the goal of the committee is to serve as an advisory group to the town council. We advise the council on projects that we think we should use the Bloomfield Open Space Trust Fund monies for. Every year, taxpayers pay about $30 for the annual fee to the trust fund. And the goal of the trust fund is to expand open space in town by acquiring properties and increasing the amount that we have. This includes land to be used for wetlands preservation. One of the overarching goals is to develop a greenway through Bloomfield along both rivers, so that you could have like a linear park that goes from one end of town to the other end. And it also serves purposes both as recreational and passive recreation, and also it helps to preserve. We have a lot of flooding in Bloomfield, so the more land along the rivers that you save as wetlands and to serve as for flood drainage, the better off the residents are to prevent more flooding and more erosion of their properties. We've also been recently got started on a project to try to convert the old Booton train line. You can see the trestle over Broad Street, just north of Belleville Avenue. About a year ago, we started some of our trust fund money to pay for somebody to help who's had a lot of experience converting train lines to trails. So we've already named the project the Ice and Iron Trail, because the train line used to carry ice to New York City from Greenwood Lakes, and it also used to serve as the iron community, the iron mining areas in western New Jersey. This 11-mile trail will go all through the 5 towns in Essex County, across the Passaic River, and go through Kearney and through the Meadowlands, and ultimately end up, we hope, along the edge of the Hudson River in New Jersey. It's a very long-term project, but it'll be a wonderful, wonderful asset for the community. Open space improves property values. Often homes that are long parks, the property values for those houses increase. If we can have this linear park through town, it'll be a tremendous boon. I was just up they converted a train trestle near Poughkeepsie to a pedestrian and bike bridge. They had anticipated there'd be about 240,000 visitors per year for that asset, for that wonderful experience. They've marked up to 700,000 visitors. It's like almost triple their estimates. They are scrambling to rezone the town so they can really take advantage of this wonderful asset they have. So we could be experiencing the same phenomena here in Bloomfield. So the Open Space Trust Fund is a really wonderful asset for the town, and something we're also going to be sponsoring cleanups. We're going to have our second cleanup on October 16th at the towpath from 10 to 12. On a Saturday, rain date's the 23rd, we'll be cleaning up the river as well as the towpath. Our goal is to have 2 park or river cleanups annually. So We have lots of things to do. We're on Facebook. We have a page on Facebook, Bloomfield, New Jersey Open Space Trust Fund. We have an email address, ostfc@bloomfieldtownship.com. And, get in touch with us. We'd love to talk to you. Ice and Iron has one. We also have a recent affiliation with the Lenny Lenape Trail that's going cover some of Bloomfield. So lots to go on. Let us hear from you so we can tell you what's happening with us and you can help us out. Thanks.
We're back here with, this is Wanda Fuentes. Wanda Fuentes is running this year's project graduation. And it's something that's done every year to help subsidize all kinds of wonderful activities concerning graduation. What are we doing for the 210 graduates this year?
Well, this year, our 2010 class will be going, we'll have a lunch right after the graduation practice. From there, they'll go home, they'll get ready, and they will be going, after graduation, they'll board the buses and we'll go on a boat ride. It'll be a lot of fun, music, entertainment for all the students that are willing to participate, and teachers and parents who want to help us chaperone. And then we return to the high school around 4 o'clock in the morning, and they go right into the high school and have a nice breakfast, and then we send them off on their way back home. It's a great way to keep them all together on the night of graduation.
Now who came up with this idea, and why do we do this? Why do we take the trouble of arranging all these activities for
I think
graduates?
I'm not sure when it first started, but for the years that I've been here in Bloomfield, and my daughter graduated 4 years ago, actually 7 years ago, and she went on the boat ride, and it's a time for all the students to stay together. No one's out in the street. Hopefully no one, they're all in a safe place on that night. It kind of is a crazy evening, but it's an enjoyable evening for them. And I think it brings closure for them to say goodbye to all their friends at the high school. So we're raising a lot of money to help the students be able to attend this event, because it is a very expensive event. So we're raising monies throughout the year, and hopefully what the students will be paying will be minimal compared to what the actual price of the cruise would be.
And what kind of programs are you running to raise money? What are you doing?
Well, right now we're
You want to put an ad out for your next event?
Oh, okay. Well, we have 50-50 right now going on here at the Harvestfest today and tomorrow. Our next 50-50 will be held at the back to school night. And then we have a calendar raffle coming up towards the end of November. And we also are sending letters to all of vendors in Bloomfield and surrounding communities to see what they can donate towards our trip, towards our project graduation.
Well, thanks. You know, hearing you talk about this, I think I'm hearing many, many hours of volunteer work on the part of yourself and how many other moms or parents?
Well, right now, Mary Donovan and I are running Project Graduation, but we've already started, pitching senior parents to please help us out, and of course, freshmen, sophomore, and junior moms to get to know what Project Graduation is, so they can also help us. But we need a lot of parents to come out and support us, help us, not only in the 50/50s and purchasing calendar raffle or purchasing the signs for graduation to put their lawn signs at home, but also, we need to support, mailings, stuffing envelopes, all these little things that people don't get to see.
Okay, well, the next time you're going to make a pitch for 50/50 is back to school night, which is when?
Thursday? No, sorry. Yes, Thursday.
What time?
September 30th, 29th, and I believe it's at 7 o'clock.
Okay, well, that gives everybody an opportunity to come down and see our beautifully refurbished high school, which has just been power washed, which now has incredible landscaping thanks to the Home and School Association. And wait until all of you who have not yet seen our newly refurbished auditorium, which you can now walk into through the front doors because we have finally finished the cornice. So look, even if you don't have kids in the school and you don't have a reason to come back to school night to see your children's teachers, come on in and see the high school. It's amazing. You'll be so pleased with what you see, right?
Yes, it's a beautiful place.
Come on down. Okay, now here we are with Inspector Tom Wilson with the Bloomfield Fire Department. He's going to tell us a little bit about this trailer behind us and why we got it, what he does with it every day, and take it away, Mr. Wilson.
Thank you, Mary. Good day. I'd like to welcome you here. This is the Bloomfield Fire Prevention Fire Safety Trailer. This was donated by the Harvestfest Committee in 2007. The trailer itself was a leftover trailer from if you remember, the Katrina flood down in New Orleans, and we were lucky enough to acquire it free of charge. And what we have done with this trailer, its sole purpose is we take it to all the schools and senior citizens groups in town, and we use it as a tool to educate those people on fire safety. Coming every October, the week of October 3rd through the 9th is Fire Prevention Week. That's the NFPA annual Fire Prevention Week. And during that week, we, the Fire Prevention Bureau and the Bloomfield Fire Department, go to all the schools and conduct an assembly. We bring the trailer here to the assembly and let a lot of the youngsters run through it. We found since we've had it in the last few years that it's a real great tool. It gives us a lot of advantage as far as teaching especially the young kids and the seniors about fire safety in town. I just wanted to give you a quick statistic. If you're a senior citizen, 65 years old, your chances of perishing in a fire are twice as great as the national average. If you're 75 years old or more, it's 3 times as great. So that's a very scary statistic when you think about when it comes to fire safety. That's why I'll urge you now. In addition to this, we have so many other programs in town, especially geared for senior citizens. We have free smoke detectors to give to you, to install for you. Please just call the Fire Prevention Bureau at 973-680-4153. Make an appointment with us. We'll be more than happy to talk to you, come out to your house and install the free smoke detectors. So I hope everybody gets this, and don't forget to watch Channel 35. But I'll go back to our trailer. What we do mostly is we bring small groups inside. Let's go on inside. Now we've modified this since we first got it. This was your standard trailer. There was a double bed. It has a full kitchen, bathroom, some bunk beds in the back, but we had to modify it to suit our training needs. We put up some signs here for that training. We want to stress to everybody about fire extinguishers. They're required in all houses right now, okay? I do recommend, if you do not know how to use a fire extinguisher, please do not attempt to use this unless you know how to use it. Please go out, leave your house, dial 911. Bloomfield Fire Department has a great response time. We'll be there within a matter of minutes. We'll be more than happy to take care of any business or any problem you have when you do call us. But back to the trailer, we use this for mostly the kids, as I said. Carbon monoxide detectors are something everybody should have in their house. Okay, that's very, very, very important. If you have a gas-fired appliance in any way, you should definitely, by law, have this installed in the sleeping areas. We want to see if the carbon monoxide in your house is actually so great that it's going to kill you while you sleep. That's usually the problem with that. If your carbon monoxide alarm goes off, please call the fire department. We respond to carbon monoxide alarms all the time. We have special equipment to test for carbon monoxide. I'm more than happy to come on out any time of the day, 24 hours a day. Okay. And once again, I just want to say back to the National Fire Prevention Association, our Fire Prevention Week. This year's theme is beep, beep, beep. Smoke alarms, a sound you can live with. Smoke alarms have saved lives over and over and over again. I've been a firefighter for over 20 years, and I can't tell you how many fires that I've been to where they've alerted the people from a dead sleep, gotten them to go outside. We pull up within 2 or 3 minutes, the people are already outside. That is a wonderful, wonderful thing. Just last week, we had a very bad fire at, I believe it was 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. Smoke detectors alerted the people, and they egressed from the building. This is very, very important, all right? They work. They've been proven to work over and over again. So please, once again, if you need a smoke detector, call the Fire Prevention Bureau. We'll be more than happy to provide you with them and install them. That's very important. But back to the trailer once again, okay? We usually bring the kids in here and we make a little makeshift room in here, okay? And some of you should know when you, if you do wake up in the middle of the night and you smell smoke, your alarms are going off, before you exit your room, before you go out your primary exit, you should feel your bedroom door. Make sure that the door is not hot to touch. If it is, go to your secondary exit, okay? And this is our little makeshift bedroom. It's a little tighter. Make sure that you have a second way out, okay? Smoke detectors, you should have one by the bedroom, in the bedroom. I know it makes a racket, but that'll sure wake you up from a dead sleep. If you can't get out of your primary way, please go to your second exit. Now, we don't want you jumping out the windows. That's obviously a pretty bad hazard, okay? But if you go by the window, keep your bedroom door closed. If you keep your bedroom door closed, stay under the smoke, stay low, go to your secondary exit, and wait for the fire department. We will get you out. Once again, I said we have a great response time in here in Bloomfield. It's probably 3 minutes. By the time we get the alarm, we're going to have a piece of apparatus in front of your house. That's a great statistic that we're very proud of keeping here in the Bloomfield Fire Department. Also in the trailer, we have some little safety things. Make sure you don't have any electrical extension cords or any kind of electrical wiring underneath any carpet. That's probably one of the oldest fire prevention laws that's been in place for a number of years. Now, I know you probably noticed that when you go to Grandma's house, because my grandmother always had extension cords under a rug, and until I became a fireman, we had to fix that right away. But this is how we use this tool, and we're very happy to get this, and it's just proven over and over again how versatile this can be. And it's so much. Since we had this, I can't express enough how much fun it's been for the kids to learn about fire safety. And I can't stress enough how important it is for anybody in the township of Bloomfield to contact us if you have a problem with anything in your house. A matter of exiting, smoke detectors, carbon monoxide detectors. Please, we'll provide you with a free safety fire inspection for your property anytime that's convenient for you. So I'd like to thank you for allowing us to show you the trailer today. And I just got to say, make sure that your fire is safe. I'll turn this back over to Mary now. Thank you, Mary.
Thank you. You're very welcome. Thank you so much for giving us your time. And I like meeting you, but I hope I'll never have to call you.
Okay, thank you.
You know, I walk around, I'm looking around to see who's here, and I've come across Marcia Napolitano. I see Marcia around town every now and then. I know that she had been a teacher here, and now she's teaching over Nutley. She's here with her mom, and she's going to introduce us to her mom and tell us why they're here today. What brought you out?
Well, we're really excited. This is my mom, Barbara, and we're really excited to be a part of the Harvest Fest today in Bloomfield because it's an exciting event. We never miss it. And today especially, we're looking forward to seeing the performance of the Bloomfield Marching Band, of which my daughter and Barb's granddaughter is a member. So we are looking forward to that performance, which I believe is imminent. And other than that, we're looking forward to wandering. There's our daughter. My daughter over there is walking down the street. But we're, really just going to enjoy the sights and the sounds of this wonderful day.
Okay, thank you. Well, have you been to Bloomfield before?
Oh, yes, I was brought up in Glenridge, so Bloomfield's very familiar.
Oh, so you're not from far away. Do you live in Glenridge now?
Changed a lot, do you think?
Oh, well, everything changes, but it's still nice, a beautiful green, and it's lovely.
Okay, well, welcome back, and I hope you both have a really good time today. Okay, bye-bye now. Okay, and for our final interview today, we have here Kathy Martinez. Kathy Martinez was born and raised in Bloomfield. You could say born in this church. This has been her church ever since she was a little girl, and now she not only grew up in the church, she is instrumental in overseeing many of its projects, its Sunday school programs and other religious education programs, but they also do many charitable things in the community, and I'm going to let Mrs. Martinez describe that for us now. And a little bit about the church history too. Could you tell us how old the church is? And it's such a gorgeous church, and it occupies such a prominent place right across from our historic town green. If you could tell us a little bit about the history.
This building here was built in 1939, but it replaced an older building that was here for many, many years before that. So this church has been here over 180 years in this community. We serve many communities: Montclair and Belleville, Nutley, West Orange, East Orange. We have participants that come here from many, many communities, and especially Bloomfield. Our mission project for this year is Heifer Project International, which we're going to be using the ARC. The Heifer Project donates animals, farm animals, to people, needy people around the world. And so we have our creation celebration theme, and so we're celebrating animals and nature all over the world. And so that's why we're doing beading and face painting for the children here to bring attention to that. We also have our Kids Corner, which is our after-school child care program that has been servicing Bloomfield for 23 years now. And this year we started our pre-K program because Bloomfield has gone to an all-day kindergarten program. So we have a lovely pre-K class. You can find out about that. We pick up kids from all the schools in our buses, and it's a really terrific program. We have youth programs and adult choir, children's choir, bell choirs, confirmation.
Now, can anybody join these choirs, or is it just for parishioners?
No, anybody can join the choirs. Of course, we do sacred music. We love to have lots of kids come and lots of youth. We have a youth choir and our adult choir as well. Our worship is on Sunday mornings. Our Christian education program is on Sunday mornings. We also have Christian education at other times during the week, and we do family mission projects. We have handouts here with our schedule for the year and some of the things we're going to be doing this year. We go to the food pantry together. We run a summer servants youth mission program in the summer where youth...
Now, could you tell us a little bit about that mission program for youth?
It's called Summer Servants, and youth come for all day weekdays for 2 weeks, and we take them to different service projects. We do lawn work for seniors in the Bloomfield. We go to the food pantry. We go to the rehab ranch for handicapped children. Many projects. We do the food kitchen in Newark, and so for 10 days they travel around and do mission work. It's a great program. It's called Summer Servants. So.
Well, that's wonderful. You know, this is so clearly a very vibrant church. It looks beautiful. I've been meaning to compliment you on the amazing landscaping. You have about 3 or 4 feet of land between the sidewalk and your limestone church, but you managed to pack so much beauty into that small space. Who does that for you?
One of our longtime parishioners, Fred and Winnie Stubbs, they take a responsibility for that, and partly they hire someone to come in and take care of it, and they do a lot of it themselves. They also take care of the side lawn as well. One of the other projects we do is the Clark's Pond cleanup as a church too. You know, we've participated in that for years too. So we're trying to be green this year, doing fair trade products, locally grown, organically grown. On October 10th is 10-10-10. It's 350.org. It's a movement that's trying to reduce the carbon emissions in the atmosphere down to 350 parts per million, and so we're going to be bulb planting after church on that day, and so that'll be helping to spruce up the grounds and giving away bulbs for people to take home and put in their gardens as well. So you can go on 350.org and read a lot about that. That's a really fun international movement.
Well, thank you very much, Mrs. Martinez. I really appreciate it. I appreciate all you've done for the community, and I wish you a lot of luck in the future.
Thank you so much. Come to
Okay.
see you in church.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye now.